My child, you passed my final and hardest test. Now watch what heaven is about to unlock for you. You thought I was silent, but I was watching your strength rise. You thought I had turned away, but I was closer than your next breath. Every dark night, every prayer that went unanswered, and every season that felt like a loss was not wasted. No one else saw you, but I did. When you could have been angry, you chose to love. When everything seemed impossible, you chose to believe. You didn't fail, you kept going. You didn't break. You got stronger. You did well. Heaven was watching the whole time, but you didn't know it at the time. Every moment of chaos, every storm, and every delay was a test from God, not to see how weak you were, but to see how strong your faith was. It made you wonder why I was quiet. You didn't understand why the answers didn't come. But I wasn't missing when I was quiet. That proved I could trust you with the test. I already knew what would happen. I already knew you would get back up. You were getting ready for the next step by being refined, shaped, and cleaned. Even though you were walking through fire, I never let the flames burn you up. I was making gold out of you. While you cried alone, I tried to figure out why everything seemed to be going wrong. When you felt like giving up, when your strength was gone, and when your prayers felt empty, I saw it. You were afraid to ask out loud, "God, are you still with me?" I heard you. "Are you still seeing me?" And I told your tired heart, "Yes, my child, I see you. I'm still here. Carry on walking." You kept going forward even when you couldn't feel me. You held on even when you didn't get it. You wouldn't let go of your faith, even when it felt like a thin thread. That's what victory means in heaven. That's what it means to do well on the hardest test. While everyone else saw how hard you were working, I saw how much you loved God in the middle of the storm. You opened your eyes as everything around you fell apart. I saw you choose to forgive instead of getting even. I saw you leave something that would have killed you, even though it broke your heart. I saw you love people who hurt you, help people who forgot about you, and believe even when the facts told you otherwise. You passed because you put your trust in me over your feelings. You failed because you picked me over ease, pride, and fear. You thought you were losing everything at times, but you didn't know that I was keeping you safe from things that would have ruined your future. Every door that shut, every delay, and every disappointment helped you get ready. I didn't turn you down. I sent you somewhere else. I wasn't making you feel bad. I was making you stronger. I had to take what couldn't stay out of your hands so I could put what's next in them. You did not fail. Your diploma came. You reached a new level of faith that not many people reach because they are not willing to stay in the test long enough for it to change them. Heaven is proud of what you did, my child. Every time you got back up after falling, angels were happy. Their mouths dropped open in shock as they saw you praise me with tears stream down your face and whisper, when there was no reason to hope. They said, "I still trust you." Heaven is so proud of you right now that you have no idea it. You think your prayers were lost, but they rose like incense in front of my throne. Every cry was written down. Each and every act of obedience was seen. For all time, every time you chose me behind my back, it rang out. As you can see, I never expected you to be perfect. I only needed to keep going. That's what you gave me. You stayed. You hung on, you had faith. That's why I can finally and happily say, you passed. The last and hardest test is over. What's left is clean after the fire did its job. You learned how to stand on mountains by walking through valleys. so you would know how to hear my voice over the noise. I made you feel the pain of being alone. You had to be in the dark for a while to learn how to hear my whisper. Everything had a reason. There was no waste. Okay, my beloved, heaven is moving to help you now. The angels who saw you struggle are now making blessings for you that have your name on them. Heaven, which once put you through tests, is now ready to reward you. The wait is ending. The door is going to open. The season of cutting back is giving birth to the season of hope. You passed the toughest test, and the sound of your success can be heard forever. Things are going to change quickly. It will be fixed up where there was loss. Where there was a delay, things will move faster. There will be happy songs where there was silence. Heaven is giving you access to what your tears bought. You sowed with faith, and now you will reap a lot. As I turn the pages of your book, I promise that this new part will not be written in pain, but in hope. Say thank you for being close. Dear Lord, if He's always been with you, I was asked why it took so long. Why did you ask me to wait? I had to wait because I wanted your heart to be ready to receive without being proud, and to walk in blessing without forgetting who gave it. I waited because I loved you too much to let success come to you before you were ready to give up. You passed not because of what I gave you, but because you learned to trust me. I'm safe to let go of what heaven has been holding now that your faith has been proven. So keep a close eye on me, kid. Keep an eye out for what I'm about to give you. Keep an eye on the doors that can't be closed. Watch the restoration happen in ways you never thought possible. You will see relationships get better, resources flow, chances show up, and peace settle in places where there was chaos. But most of all, you'll feel my presence more than ever. It's not just about what I give you this next season, it's also about who you have become. Who you were when you took the test has changed. You're stronger. You know more now. You're all set. You made it, my love. Heaven saw you, heaven cried with you, and now heaven is happy for you. You've passed the hardest test, and now comes the best part. Keep your eyes up and watch me move. Everything that was lost will come back stronger. What hurt you will now help you. And everything that put you to the test will now speak for you. You did well. Now heaven lets the reward in. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site, you are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give, and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today, join our community, and see what God brings back into your life. You kid, You didn't even know what I was doing, did you? While you cried over what was lost, I was making plans for what would happen next. You thought everything was falling apart, but I was just putting things back together in a way that would make them last forever. You thought I was taking something away from you, but all I did was take away what you couldn't take with you to the next season. You saw nothing, but I saw something solid. You saw loss, but I saw getting ready. You saw endings, but I saw starts that you couldn't quite make sense of yet. You called that time of year wilderness, but I called it refinement. You thought the silence meant abandonment, but it was really heaven working behind the curtain. Even when it seemed like everyone had forgotten your name, you were never really alone. I saw every move, every tear, and every moment of giving up. You asked me to use you, and I did so by giving you character instead of getting you comfort. I agreed to bless you, but not before I worked on making you stronger so that you wouldn't lose me in the process. There were times when you walked through the valley and thought, "My beloved, what did I do wrong?" No matter how hard you tried to figure out why you were in pain, you couldn't see that it wasn't punishment. It was cleansing. You weren't being picked, you were being judged. Putting you apart meant getting rid of anything that could have hurt what I was building. It wasn't because they were bad that I had to take some people away. It was because they were too small for where I was taking you. You asked for more, but before I could give it to you, I wanted to make sure you could carry it. I remember those nights when you asked God, "Why did you let this happen? Why did you take them away? Why did you not stop?" Every word hurt me. In your heart, I saw the chaos. You didn't know this, but I never let anything go from your life unless it was to make room for something better. There were some doors that I let close because leaving them open would have worn you down. I let relationships end because they were based on dependence instead of fate. Plans didn't work out because they would have taken you out of line with my will, even when you couldn't see it. Every delay was God's way of protecting you. My child, you see, there are some things I can only teach you by yourself. Some lessons can't be learned over and over again. In the desert, you learn that I'm not a faraway God, but your provider, your peace, your protector, and everything. You finally turned to me when you had no one else to turn to. When no one else got it, being with me made you feel better. When it was very quiet, you found out that you can hear my voice, even when I whisper it. You thought I was hiding from you, but I was really pulling you closer. Every wild place is a school of faith. You don't learn to walk by seeing, you learn to trust. You learn to pray because you need me, not because you want something. You learn to love even if someone doesn't love you back. When it seemed easier to be angry, you learn to forgive. You learn that my peace doesn't come from things that happen. It comes from me. You learn that it's okay to not have everything together in order to have a strong relationship with me. All of this was going on while heaven watched and smiled, because every small act of faith you did was building something that would last forever inside you. I know how tired you were and how hard the trip was. There were times when your faith seemed too small, when you didn't know if you could make it through another night. But I want you to know that every second of that fight was important. You grew your future with every tear you shed. You built spiritual strength that will carry you to your destiny every time you refused to give up. You thought you were just getting by, but you were really getting stronger. I was getting your spirit ready for the fights that were to come, to make sure you win, not to hurt you. What you called loss, I called cutting back. Do you know how to prune? It looks like it hurts. It looks like reduction, but it's really getting ready for abundance. The person who cuts back a vine doesn't hate it. He cares about it too much to let it get out of hand. The branches that don't bear fruit are cut off so that the ones that are left can bear more. This is what we did together. I wasn't putting you down. I was taking away the things that were stopping your growth. I wasn't killing you. I was making room for fresh life to grow. Some of the people I took out of your life were never meant to be there. You would have been stuck in some places because of the chances you missed. I told you to leave. Not all of the dreams that died were bad ones. They were like seeds that had to fall so that new dreams could grow from the ashes. I gave you led to a bigger, yes. Every door that shut behind you pushed you toward the one that leads to purpose. Every delay was really an act of kindness. I know that you felt forgotten when you were by yourself. You didn't understand why other people seemed to be moving forward while you were still. They told you about their path and asked me why it was taking so long for my blessing. I don't keep track of time like you do, though. I'm at the right time because I can see what you can't. It would have killed you if I gave you what you wanted when you wanted it. The waiting kept you safe. The silence kept you safe. The hidden season got you ready to be seen. Before, I had to make sure that your identity was rooted in me. I gave you what you asked for, because blessings that are based on fear fall apart when they are put under stress. It was important for me for you to know that what makes you valuable to me is not what you have. Because of my grace, not because of what you've done, you are my child. I love you for who you are, not what you do. That truth had to be learned by walking through the valley. Do you remember how you prayed for me to fix everything right away when things started to go wrong? You begged me to fix what was going wrong. And when I didn't, you thought I had left you. But I was doing more than that. I wasn't fixing what was broken. I was building something that would last forever. I threw some things away so that your base could be just me. You need to know that you will stand strong because you are rooted in me, even if everything else falls apart. During that season, you didn't fail, you found me. You didn't lose yourself, you found out who you really are. You were given back what you thought was taken from you, in the form of wisdom, discernment, strength, and peace. I was answering prayers you didn't even know how to say at the time. I gave you trouble because you asked me to make you stronger. You asked me to make you smarter, so I made you confused so that you would come to me. Because you asked me to make you love, I let pain soften your heart. I answered all of your prayers, but not the way you thought I would. In a way that will last forever. You were not being punished, my child. You were being made clean. I burned off the parts of you that couldn't hold my glory. Fear was going away so faith could grow. I was getting rid of my pride so that my humility could shine. I took away the false sense of control so you could learn to trust me. You were not being burned by the fire you felt. It was making you better. The silence you didn't like wasn't empty. It felt like I was there. You didn't hate waiting, it was delay. It led to growth. That season is now over. The wild place has done its job. You're not the same person who put it in. Your spirit is better. You have more faith. You can see better now. You now put all of your trust in me, love without conditions, forgive quickly, and walk by faith. And the most important thing you've learned is that I am enough. So, my beloved, What looked like loss will soon turn out to be gain. Being alone helped you get ready for being influenced. The pain made you ready for a purpose. The breaking got you ready for the blessing. After going through the fire, you now have a light that darkness can't put out. The test showed how strong you are, but the secret season showed how you really feel. I will use that heart, which has been cleaned and given up, to open the door to what comes next. It's no longer the hidden season. What couldn't be seen is about to be shown. What was planned in private is about to be shown to the public. Heaven is moving. There are changes in the winds, and the same God who made you better is about to reward you. We will never forget you. You were being shaped. You were never left alone. You were being blessed. You never had to wait. You were getting better. Now is the time, my child, to live the life that was always meant for you. You did well on the test. You stood through the fire. Now, heaven will show you why everything happened. My child, you did what I told you to do, even when no one else did. You stayed even though it was hard. Your trust in me when you couldn't see me is what makes you faithful in heaven. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ku-Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Even though you wanted to obey, there were times when you wanted to break away. When the way it didn't make sense for me to tell you to walk, you asked, why would God lead me here only to make me lose so much? But you didn't know at the time that your obedience was the start of everything that was going to grow. Heaven marked every time you said yes to me in private as a win. Ever since the beginning of time, every act of obedience you thought no one saw has been heard. You didn't follow through because it was simple. Because you loved me, you did what I said. God moves when people obey like that. You picked loyalty over ease, modesty over arrogance, and forgiving others over getting even. You stayed when everyone else left. And you believed even when I didn't say anything. That's not often you obey like that, my child. That kind of proof can't be found in words alone. That's the kind that shows your heart is really mine. I know you weren't always strong. You told me there were times you wanted to leave and said, Lord, I can't keep doing this. You didn't give up though. You stayed. Heaven is about to move because you stayed. Remember when I told you to give up the things you love most? How painful was having to obey. I asked you to let go of something that seemed good and that you had prayed for. You didn't get it. The test wasn't how strong you were though. It was how willing you were to give up. I didn't mean to take anything from you. To show that I could trust you more, I did that. You can't get the bigger thing until you let go of the smaller one. You did what they said. Even though you were crying, your heart was breaking, and you had no idea what would happen next. You still said, yes, Lord. Everything changed when they said yes. You couldn't see it. But darkness moved away from you, a little each time you did what I said. When you forgive someone who hurt you, chains that were holding your fate together broke. Light broke through the darkness every time you chose to stay pure in a world that praised compromise. Every act of obedience, no matter how small, has changed the course of time. You have no idea how many people's lives will be changed because you picked to follow me instead of comfort. You didn't think your obedience meant much, but it changed the realm of the unseen. When you chose to love people who hurt you, I saw you. I saw you let them off the hook even though they never said sorry. It was holy to forgive. That wasn't weakness, that was war. The enemy wanted you to hate them so he could hurt your heart, but you wouldn't give in. You kept the anger in check. You told God, "Father, let them go," and happiness filled heaven. Angels were happy because they knew you had just won a battle that was bigger than any victory on earth. You did more than forgive someone. You beat evil. I also saw you when you picked humility over getting even. I saw you when you left arguments that you could have won. When you had the chance to defend yourself but chose to stay quiet, I saw you. You didn't think anyone saw, but heaven did. You looked like me every time you picked peace over pride. You showed the world what real strength is every time you trusted me instead of proving yourself. My child, that's what I wanted to see, not how well you did, but how you stood. You learned to bow when you should have stood up straight. You learned to love when you were ready to hate. That's why God calls you faithful. It would be kind of Him to hold you up if His kindness kept you going. The best way to worship is to obey even when it hurts. When things are going well, anyone can praise me, but only those who are true can praise me when their heart is breaking. That was your job. You praised even though it hurt. It was hard for you to worship. You raised your hand when all you had to say was, question. With that much faith, anything is possible. When you obey like that, heaven's doors are opened. You might not have seen the reward yet, but I have seen every time you gave up. Every time you said yes. I wrote it next to your name in the guest book. I will never forget what you did for me out of faith. Even though it made you feel lonely, you did what I told you to do and walked away from some people. When I told you to trust me with your money, you did it, even though it didn't make sense. You did what I told you to do when I told you to help other people without getting praise or attention. Heaven stood up and cheered for you, even though no one else did. You gave when you didn't have much, loved when you didn't have anything, and served when you were tired. That is the kind of obedience that scares the enemy. When someone gives their whole heart to me, he knows that I can't stop them. There were times when you got my meaning wrong. There were times when you thought I had led you astray. Lord, I did what you said, but it still hurts, you said. Even though I did everything right, I still lost. You didn't lose, though, my love. You got something much more valuable, spiritual power. You have power because you trust me, even though you don't understand me. You became more mature, strong, and at peace in a way that the world can't give. You learned to say, I will trust you even if you kill me. And that kind of faith can't be lost. You said something in the spiritual world every time you obeyed me in private. I believe in God more than I believe in myself. The statement having weight. It shut up the accuser. It set you up for the good things that are coming your way now. You get it. Because you obeyed, an altar was built. Now heaven is firing back with fire. The things you've been hoping for, praying for, and believing for are starting to happen because you were ready to do what was asked of you. Because of your faith, I will not keep something from you. You were put to the test in silence. There were times when I didn't answer and my voice sounded far away. That silence wasn't rude. It showed trust. It was a test to see if you would follow through, even if I didn't say why. What I wanted to know was whether your yes came from love or understanding. I'm happy to say that your love for me is real now. Don't have obeyed because you want praise or blessings. Do it because your heart belongs to me. That kind of obedience is praised in heaven. I saw the nights when you said in your sleep, "Lord, I don't know why you want me to do this, but I'll do it anyway." When you said yes to things that scared you, I saw tears fall. You put your trust in me even though common sense told you not to. Now, I tell you that those sacrifices were not in vain. My blessings were able to reach you because you obeyed. Your faithfulness in the quiet places is making miracles happen in the open. Heaven doesn't judge faithfulness by how well you do, but by how well you obey. You were good with little, so now I'll give you a lot to rule over. You have been faithful in secret places, and now I will show you in the right places. You stayed true even when no one praised you, and now I will praise you in front of those who didn't believe you. You obeyed even though you could have given in, and that obedience changed the course of your story. So, you see, I never needed perfect work. My heart had to be willing. That's what you gave me. Every time you did what I said, you showed me that your heart is mine. Now I'm going to reward something that no one else saw. Yes, you said when you were in pain has turned into a seed that heaven is watering with plenty. Soon, everyone will be able to see the fruits of your faith that you did in secret. So, my beloved, stand firm. You did well on the obedience test. You're done with the hard part. It's clear that you love, trust, and believe in God. You have shown me that you will follow even if it costs you everything. Because of this, the windows of heaven are getting bigger. The promises that were put off are now being kept. You're already getting the good things you've been waiting for. You did what they said, even though no one else did. You stayed even though it was hard. When you couldn't see me, you could trust me. Now heaven says you're faithful. When you obey, eternity moves, and now it will move for you. You thought the breaking would kill you, my child, but it was giving birth to you. You didn't break down. You were being changed. It was my beginning that you called your ending. I saw you feel like you lost everything. When you said, "Lord, I can't take it anymore," I told her in a whisper, "Yes, you can. I'm still with you." In the midst of your brokenness, heaven was at work. I was making you feel better while you were falling to your knees. While you were crying out of pain, I was giving my life meaning. What seemed like a loss turned out to be a gain, and what seemed like chaos was calling. You see, my love, life can be so hard at times that your soul feels like it's breaking apart. But when we broke up, I was shaping you. I was making you look like a strong person. Before the world even started, I saw something in you. But the fire wasn't meant to burn you up. It was meant to crown you. You weren't falling apart. You were opening up. There were things I had to let fall apart so that what was true, pure, and divine could finally show itself. You asked me why I let the pain happen. You asked me why I didn't stop the loss or step in sooner. I held them close after hearing those cries. I didn't ignore your pain. I made it better. I used every tear as a tool. Every broken heart became a holy place. Every hurt you felt opened a way for me to become more involved in your life. I didn't mean to punish you. I was getting you ready. It was time to get rid of everything that didn't fit with where I was taking you. There were times when you felt like your soul had been broken into a million pieces. I never lost a single part of who you are, though. I took all of the pieces and started to put you back together again, making you stronger, smarter, softer, and more caring. It wasn't meant to end you. It was to make you bigger. I was making it easier for you to love, trust, lead, and keep going. You asked for more of me, and I gave it to you, but I had to empty you first. Broken things made room for glory. I remember the nights when you were alone and thought I had left you. Nothing moved or changed when you looked around, and you thought, maybe he's done with me. It wasn't distance that made me quiet, though. It was trust. Not because they've given up on the student, but because they already know what they need to know to pass. Teachers don't talk during tests. My silence showed that I was sure of myself. What I put inside you made me trust you. Even when you didn't believe in yourself, I knew your faith was real. You thought the fire was going to destroy you, but it was actually making you better. Things that don't belong are burned by fire. It can only bring out the shine in gold, not break it. You were always gold, but the fire made it clear. I saw glory, you saw ashes. I saw strength where you saw loss. I saw strength where you saw weakness. Everything the enemy planned to do bad, even though you couldn't see it yet, I turned around for good. Do you remember the time when the weight of everything made you feel like you couldn't breathe? It was too painful to deal with the betrayal, the heartbreak, and the unanswered questions. It was like, God, I can't handle this. I told her, you don't have to do it by yourself. When you thought you were going to snap, I was right there with you, holding you together. I had my hands under your heart, catching every piece as it fell, but you couldn't see it. You didn't just break apart, you fell into me, because that's where the change began. The storm didn't come to destroy you. It came to wash away what you didn't need. You weren't up against the winds. They were just taking away the weight you weren't meant to carry anymore. I let the storm hit, not because I wanted you to get hurt, but because I wanted you to be free. Breaking was the way you were saved after you prayed for it. You asked for peace, and it came about when you gave up. The only way to get resurrection is for something to die first. So, my beloved, I let things break because it's the way to becoming. Pride would stay where it needs to live without it. Fear would take over where faith should rule without it. It's what makes the shell of what was open to let what is come out. Every time you asked, why me? Because I trust you. I knew you could handle this even though you didn't. I knew that your pain would help a lot of other people heal. You had no idea that your story was going to save other people who were still stuck in their storms. It turned out that your weakness made you qualified, even though you thought it didn't. When you thought you were too weak, tired, or broken, that's when my strength showed up in you the most. If you thought you were losing faith, remember that faith is choosing me in the middle of fear. You did. Each time you said, Lord, I still trust you, you screamed victory louder than anyone else. Every tear that fell in surrender turned into a victory seed. Every sigh you let out turned into a song in heaven. You were breaking down. Yes, but you were also giving birth to something holy. I know the breakup made you think about everything. It made you wonder if your faith prayers and being in my plan were still enough. Why is this happening to me? You asked. That's when I said, because I'm building something through you. So, you see, my best work often comes from broken things. My light can shine through the cracks. If you hadn't been broken, you would have been whole but empty. You are broken now, but you are full of grace, compassion, and power. If Christ is the rock you build your life on, type, My foundation is Christ alone, and share this video. You are about to enter your divine future, but remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "And heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall, share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now, join the family, and see your heavens open. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment, a place where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.